Y'all probably think I like being late at this point, but I swear I don't be doing this on purpose. I don't be doing this on purpose. I'm so sorry for anyone that might have been waiting. Like you saw that notification and you like 8 o'clock, 8:05. I gotta be there. She's gonna be there. I gotta be there. For all those people, for all those hundreds and thousands of people that was waiting, I apologize. Better late than never. That's what they say. Better late than never. I'm just checking in with y'all. Just a black girl in a blue state. Me, UGoddess, checking in with y'all. It's 8:15 on the East Coast. It's probably about negative 72 degrees. I hope everybody is safe and warm. It's been 3 days of a Trump presidency, so I'm just checking in. I'm just checking in. There's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's so much going on. I'm just checking in. You know what I'm saying? I apologize for being tardy to the party, but I'm here. And I think that's all that matters at the end of the day is that you show up. And when you show up, you show out and you do what you're supposed to do. It's not okay to always be late, but just show up and do what you're supposed to do. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm just checking in. It's been 3 days. I want to see how everybody's feeling, make sure everybody's okay. If I got to talk you off the ledge, I might not be the right person to do that because I might be on the ledge with you. But yeah, this is Black Girl in a Blue State. I am UGoddess, and we'll be right back.
So we come to cure the sickness of the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Brothers coming out here with all that garbage. He say he's R&B watered down, washed out road to the music. You know what I'm saying? We bring down the dirty, uncut.
Yeah, you got it. Listen.
Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll do this favor for you. I heard you wanna put in work. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. It's very, very simple. I don't be with many people. I play mine, you play a role. Don't try to be no superhero. Beef is little, it could turn out to be big though. And you'll end up with a dimple right in between your temple. 'Cause no way, I don't play no games. See me, no way, no games.
Nah.
I don't play.
Yo.
Yeah, good luck, you gon' need it. I'm not conceited, I just know a lyrical maniac when I see it.
Yeah, a lyrical maniac. I was talking about myself, but sometimes titles can be shared amongst the people. I want to thank y'all for stopping by. Once again, my name is UGoddess. The name of the podcast is Black Girl in a Blue State. It's a politically driven podcast by someone in a blue state with a little bit of a rap flavor. Hip hop is what I'm all about at the end of the day. Thank y'all for stopping by. And if you're new to the channel, it would be nice if you hit the thumbs up. It would be nice if you subscribe if you want more politics and hip hop combined. Let me know and I will deliver. Once again, the name is UGoddess. So thank you for being here. I don't know if I got any mods in the building, but if I don't, I will take care of it myself. People coming in here acting up already. How is you coming in here acting up already? At least say hi, good evening, good night. How are you? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Don't just come up in here acting crazy immediately, ASAP. Hello. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Good evening. Introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how you feel. 3 days into this Trump presidency, how are you feeling? Thank you for checking in from Indiana. I appreciate that. Como está, Saltwater? Thank you. I appreciate that. You see how some people came in and immediately they just started talking junk? No manners whatsoever. Now that you've introduced yourself, and now that we've all said hello, now if you want to talk shit, you may commence. And we'll see how long you last in my chat box. But before we get into all of that, please thumbs up me. Thumbs up me because I need the help. It's such a small, small little channel, but it's got a big heart. I really do. We got a big heart. We're 3 days into this Trump presidency. What's going on? Checking in from Ohio. What's going on? We checking in from Alabama. We checking in from the East Coast, East Side. And yes, please definitely double tap the screen if you're watching on your cell phone so that I can get a couple of likes up in here before you disappear. My name is UGoddess. This is Black Girl in a Blue State. I want to welcome y'all to the channel. And like I said, this is just a 3-day check-in. We brand new with a new president, a new old president, a old new old president because he's old and he's new, but he's also an old president. So yeah, he an old, new, old president. And it's a lot going on. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I'm just going to get right into it now that we've all said our greetings and we've used our manners and we've all introduced ourselves. One of the things that jumped out to me, among other things, among so many other things, I really do appreciate you giving me that like, Mr. Williams. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Because I need that. When you're a small channel, one little thumbs up could go a long way. So I appreciate you. And I'm glad that you're happy. And honestly, I hope that this 4 years is going to go by smooth and nice and sweet and gentle, and that the country proceeds and progresses and is successful in many, many ways. And that's what I will say about that. But I'm happy that you're happy. Real talk. But one of the things that stood out, among other things, because there's so much going on and so many topics surrounding this presidency, so many topics surrounding this election and this time. You know, January 20th was Martin Luther King Day, so we definitely don't want that to be forgotten. Martin Luther King Day, you know, a lot of people fought very hard to get that to be an actual thing, to get that to be an actual holiday. So we definitely don't want that to go unnoticed or unrecognized or unrespected, disrespected. So yes, happy Martin Luther King Day. That was January 20th, and we all know what that's all about. And then, of course, in just 11 short days after that, after the 20th, 11 short days after that, the month ends and we're in February, and February is Black History Month. So we get 28 days of, you know, Martin Luther King, basically. So yeah. Black History Month is on its way. So I guess that's maybe one of the reasons why I chose this particular topic over all the other things that's going on with Trump and his presidency. And that's DEI. Because right before he was sworn in, but yet after he was elected, a lot of companies started showing their true colors. Yay or nay? They was like, oh, Trump won? Rip down all those rainbow flags ASAP. The memo went out like, if Trump was elected at 11:59 p.m., the memo went out at 12:00 a.m. Rip down those Black Lives Matter flags. Rip them down. Tear down them rainbow flags. Somebody get me a screwdriver so I can unscrew this all gender bathroom sign. Yeah. Get that up out of here. And by the way, all of y'all over there in the woke department, we need to have a meeting. Everybody in the woke department, 3 p.m. meeting, boardroom, conference room A. 3 p.m., all the woke department employees came in, not knowing what to expect, and they all got their pink slip and they all got laid off. Like, immediately, soon as. And who are some of these companies where those kind of scenarios played out? Well, if you looked at my thumbnail, you would have seen some logos on my thumbnail, and those logos were there for a reason. A couple of those companies include Ford, like Built Ford Tough, like the company, the car company. Amazon. Who don't know Amazon? Like, my heart is crushed. I remember a day when I never ordered one thing online. I hated online shopping. I felt like I need to be there, touch it, feel it, hold it, smell it, stretch it, try it on. Now I'm just like, click, click, submit. Click, click, submit. And I blame that on COVID, really, because prior to COVID, I wasn't like this. I swear on everything, I wasn't like this. Walmart, not Walmeasy. Not Walmeasy did away with their DEI policies immediately upon Trump being elected president. Facebook, good old Mark Zuckerberg, got rid of his DEI immediately. So what is DEI, you guys? What is it? Just in case we need to know. We know that DEI stands for diversity, equality, and inclusion. Just basically everybody needs to have a fair shot. Everybody needs to get along. Everybody needs a chance at this game called life. Hello, Marco. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for greeting me when you walked through the door. Bree says, oh, did I call you sir? And your name is Bree? Bree says, I'm glad the rainbow flags are gone. It should be who can do the job, not race or gender. I would want a qualified doctor to work on me and not someone who was hired for DEI. Okay? I'm with you on that. May the best man win. May the best qualified man win. David, thank you for stopping by and welcome. He says, sorry, I'm late. I was listening to Law talking about Pete Carroll being the coach. Okay, so let's take one quick pause break. Hold on. Let's take one quick pause break before we get back to Bree and the DEI. That's not official news, is it, David, at JFK MLK? That's not no official news, is it? Good Lord. What's going on with my Cowboys? See, I'm not well versed enough. I'm not into the football enough to sit here and do a football centric show. I'm gonna leave that for the football gods, the football heads, the Cowboys content creators. I'm here to do Black Girl in a Blue State, but I do have a couple of Cowboys fans in the building, and that's how we all kind of know each other in this online realm. Landlord says it's not official. David says it's not official. Okay, we're going to keep our eyes and ears open. If anybody hears any news, let me know. But Bree, let's get back to you, Bree Williams. We want the most qualified person to do the job. But why did we have DEI in the first place? Is this like affirmative action? Is this like some kind of quota satisfying protocol where, like, oh, okay, Bree, well, if you ever want to join a team, if you ever want to join a football team, you can always come over to us, the Dallas Cowboys. We're dysfunctional and everything, and we have a lot of craziness going on behind the scenes, but if you like Trump, you'll like the Cowboys too, so you might as well come on, join us. Subscribe to Landlord from Alabama and Law Nation and all of them, and we'll get you all filled in on what's going on in Cowboys land. DEI. So, yeah, like I said, is this affirmative action? Is this like if 5 white people apply for the job and they're all qualified, and 1 black person applies for the job and they're just semi-qualified, do we give the black person the job over the white person because we need a black person on the team? Is that what DEI means? Diversity, equality, inclusion? No, that's not really what it means. It's more like you don't got no black people at your job. You don't got no brown people. You don't got no yellow people, pink, purple. Everybody's white and male for the most part. You need some seasoning in your boardroom. You need a little bit of color on your walls. You need some spice in your life. Your job is bland as hell. Everybody looks alike. Everybody's straight, white, rich, and male. Where the gay people at? Where, you know what I'm saying? It's no color. The walls is even white. The floor is white. The toilets is white. Y'all got no color at your job whatsoever. So here comes DEI, and also these DEI initiatives are tied to, what do you think DEI is tied to as of late? George Floyd. What happened after George Floyd? Because listen, cops been killing unarmed black people for a really, really long time. It's traditional in the United States of America at this point. And I'm not saying that unarmed other races don't get killed by cops, and I'm not saying that some cop killings are not justified, based on the alleged criminals' actions. If they're pointing a gun at the police, they're going to get shot. There's certain things that you do. If you do that, you are going to get shot. I'm not talking about that. That's obvious. Let's not act like we don't know what is what. You feel what I'm saying? Let's all be adults here. We ain't talking about those justifiable situations. We talking about those situations where your hands is up. We talking about them situations where your hands is cuffed. We talking about them situations where there's no weapon to be found. We talking about those situations where you were no threat whatsoever, and they just got to shooting. That's what we talking about. And more in particularly, we're talking about George Floyd, May of 2020. May of 2020, when that man, I don't even remember his name no more. I know his name. It just popped into my head, but I don't care. When that bald-headed man put his knee in the back of that man's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, was it? I'm pretty sure it was 9:29. While all his friends sat around him and watched. And that man, I don't care if he was 7'11", 422 pounds of massive black, was handcuffed and was of no threat. And that man kneeled on his neck until he died. And the whole world saw it. It was undeniable. You can't, well, maybe, well, if it, no. Well, maybe was he, nope, none of that. This ain't Trayvon Martin where there's no video, so we don't really know. This ain't Mike Brown. This ain't Freddie Gray. All these black men just dead at the hands of police, and we're not really sure. Well, maybe if he just complied, if he would have just complied, this ain't that. Can we agree to that? That this wasn't that? You know this wasn't that. So what happened after they killed George Floyd? All these companies felt so guilty. They felt so guilty. They felt so exposed. They felt so ashamed. And they all turned their profile pictures black. Do y'all remember? This was just 5 short years ago. Not even 5. We ain't get there yet. 4 and some change going on 5 years ago. Remember, they all changed their profile pictures black to stand in solidarity with us. Remember? They just said, well, he was a criminal. Yeah, he was on drugs. He had fentanyl in his system. But it was caught on tape. So they really can't say that he was a threat at the time that he was being asphyxiated to death. And David says, don't forget about Sandra Bland. We will never know what happened to Sandra Bland. There's no video. But there was video with George Floyd. So George Floyd could not be denied. That's one of them ones that just could not be denied. They couldn't be like, well, maybe. No. Right? So they all turned their profile pictures black, and they all put their fists up in the air like Black Panthers, and they all were like, we're with you. We're with you, Black people. Because it couldn't be denied. So D.E.I. kind of is connected to that, right? Because what happened was American companies, they felt so ashamed and bad. And I guess you could say they were sympathizing. And some of them just knew straight up, flat out, wrong is wrong. It was wrong. So they're like, we're going to start hiring Black people. We're going to start giving y'all jobs. And then it was like, we're going to start teaching our employees how to not be racist and how to not discriminate. That's what we going to do to like make up for George Floyd. That's what we going to do. We're going to sign a contract. We're going to sign a commitment. Where my pen at? Tell me where to sign. We're going to sign a commitment to like being nice to Black people for 4 years. And we're going to donate a whole bunch of, what's their favorite cause nowadays? Is the NAACP still a thing? Does BET have like a GoFundMe or something? Where should we donate? Just tell me where to send my money. Because there was no denying what happened to George Floyd. And Black people was like, we told y'all. We told you. This is what they doing to us in the streets, but y'all don't believe us. Y'all always think it's us. Like, we told you. So they're like, all right, you right. You did tell us. We wasn't listening. We ain't know. Okay, where you want us to write the check? Who can I donate to? So let me just see what's going on in the comments. Alan says American companies have no shame. We're going to get there. The story that I'm telling is kind of long-winded right now, but I'm going to get there, Alan. We definitely going to get there. David says he didn't know there was no video. I thought they had video of her getting arrested. I think I was maybe more so referring to the fact that we don't know what happened once she was in her cell. We just don't know. They say she committed suicide, but her family says there's no way. She had a job interview coming up. Her life was taking a change. She was making all those videos and uploading them to social media. Although, you can't really judge a book by a video, but she seemed to be in good spirits and she seemed to have a lot to live for. Sometimes you can sort of use those things as, superficial reasoning to say like this person did not seem like the type of person that was suicidal. There are people that look suicidal, and there are people who you can just kind of know, if you know them well enough, that you just never would have thought in a million years they would kill themselves. So for some reason Robin Williams just popped into my mind. A lot of people, fans around the world, were shocked when Robin Williams committed suicide. They're like, Robin Williams, but he's so happy. He's a comedian. He makes us all laugh. He's always so funny and energetic and full of life. But he wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't that. He had problems up here and he was losing his mind. And there's reasons why he committed suicide. So you have something like that. And then you have this person who her family is telling y'all this could not be. But now we're talking about George Floyd, where this cannot be denied, what happened to George Floyd. So these companies were like, damn, we got to hire a couple of Black people. We got to hire. Is there any, them applications that we put at the bottom of the pile? Pull a couple of those up. We got to hire a couple of Black people. Nah, did y'all see that? Yeah. Throw a couple gays in there too. We can't live like this. So DEI. American companies made public statements condemning George Floyd's murder, and they made a pledge of $50 billion in support of Black communities. Why did it take for George Floyd to die, for these companies to decide that they wanted to donate to Black and underserved and underprivileged neighborhoods and communities? Why are you not just like doing that? And I'm not even talking about just Black communities, just underserved, poor, impoverished, not doing well, bad schools, the bricks are falling off the school, there's no door handles on the doors, there's no heat in the winter. Some of these schools in these poorer areas of the country, they have to close in the winter because there's no heat. Why aren't you just donating all the time? You have so much money. But no, they killed George Floyd. It was caught on cell phone. It went viral all around the world. Everyone saw it. You're exposed. Give me the check. Who do I make the check out to? To some extent, the government is afraid of unrest, so they throw scraps in a shallow way. Absolutely. The bottom of the pile, David, that's where those applications was. But isn't that insulting, though? Waffle says, N-words are rioting. Shall we give them jobs and pander so they don't burn our buildings down? Yes. Yes. Give them a couple of million. Why not? So they could put their piss in a pot. Just ignore these bad cops. Watch the birdie instead. That's just a line from one of my poems. Atlanta is full of Black excellence. Hear, hear. Bree says, we had Black Obama 2 times as president. Oh, I said Black Obama. Black Obama. I'm going to call him that. I'm going to leave it like that. We had Black Obama 2 times as president, Black doctors, lawyers, judges, billionaires. We are very successful and intelligent. I know that's right. Big up yourself, Bree Williams out of Atlanta. Absolutely. So, Bree, you bringing me to a point where I'm wondering, with all this DEI, right? So they like, who do I make the check out to? Because this ain't right. We need to do something for Black people. Okay. So we're gonna hire a couple of people. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna get experts to come into the job, to come into the building. And once a week, every Wednesday at 9 a.m., we're gonna have diversity meetings, and we're gonna talk about how to be diverse. And we're gonna hire people that are gonna train us how to like embrace people who are different than us. What the hell were you doing before? So what were you doing before? Oh, we know what you was doing before. Ford, Amazon, Walmart, Facebook. We know what you was doing before. So what they did was they made a promise. They all turned their profile pictures Black. Because if you turn your profile picture Black, that means that's gotta mean that you don't discriminate. If you turn your profile picture Black, there's no way you could be racist. His profile picture is Black. He feels bad for George Floyd. So what they did was they hired a bunch of DEI mentors and experts. What the hell is a DEI expert? What the hell is a DEI expert? They hired a bunch of DEI experts to come in and teach their executives and the people in power how to not discriminate. And then they created jobs for people of color to diversify their workforce because their workforce was not diverse. But see, Bree brings up an excellent point. Bree, you still with me? She brings up an excellent point. She says that Atlanta is just filled with Black excellence. And I'm sure there's other little cities and little pockets of brown excellence, Black excellence, Asian excellence all throughout the country. So are we just better off being excellent by our damn selves, Bree? Should we just harken back to the past and the people who was trying to keep us segregated and think maybe they had an effing point? Maybe they had a point. Why do we need to integrate? FDEI. Are you saying we don't need DEI because we can be great on our own? We don't need to be hired based off of our sexual orientation, color of our skin, or our gender. We should just be hired based on our qualifications. But what if these companies don't want you? Should they be forced to get you? At one point they thought it was a good idea, right? They watched George Floyd get a knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, and all of a sudden they wanted excuse me, they wanted to be diverse. All of a sudden they wanted to be diverse. Let me mute my mic. I got a little excited, started choking on my words. Companies started increasing DEI roles and trying to find out initiatives, find ways to end racism. One more time. To end racism in their companies, in their communities, in their states, all because of George Floyd. All because of George Floyd. But that was 4 long years ago. It'll be 5 years in May. That was 5 long years ago. And guess what? We have a new president. A old president. He's back. You're right, David. I should. He's back. David said I need to drink some water. What else is going on? Hold on. What else is going on in the comments? Really, it's a difference between blacks and N-words. We hurt and we kill each other. We barely work together. If we changed our mindset, things would be better. We don't need DEI. Bree is not playing with y'all. We don't need DEI. She said that like 7 times now, and she means it. We don't need it. But there's a difference between black people and N-words. Chris Rock has a really good stand-up segment where he talks about how he loves black people, but he hates blanks. And if you've never seen it, you should look it up. Google it, watch it. It's hilarious. And we can talk like that. We can laugh like that. Because, you need a little humor now and then. And there's always a little truth in every joke. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny to laugh at a joke like that, but it's really not all 100% joke, is it? The jig is up. Upload the black profile pics immediately. That's basically what happened. My doctor is Asian. That's doing my compression neck surgery, Dr. Lee. And hopefully he's the best doctor that your area has to give you. Alan Smith says, I've heard so many Southern racists say that some line about black people and N-words, that same line. Yeah. Chris Rock, I mean, it's he didn't invent the wheel when he does this joke, but it's just his delivery and his timing. Google that one, but don't do it now because you're watching this show right now. Do it after. Go look that one up. I love black people, but I hate N-words. That was 5 long years ago that George Floyd got his neck compressed and was strangled to death in front of our eyes for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. These companies saw Trump get elected president, and they said, D.E. who? D.E. what? D.E. nah, I'm done. DEI ain't doing that no more. DE is over. The I in DEI stands for it's over. And what did they do? They started scaling back their DEI initiatives or just getting rid of them altogether. And some of them did it really quiet, Homer in the bushes, just quietly start being racist again. Quietly, just. And some of them came out and made big, bold statements like, man, I ain't scared of none of y'all. You see who my president is? You see who my president is? So Ford made the decision to no longer participate in the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index. What the hell is that anyway? This is when I started agreeing with Bree Williams. Because y'all just making stuff up. You should be doing this out of the love and kindness of your heart. You doing this because you got exposed or you feel exposed. You doing this because you feel guilty about some shit. You wasn't doing this because you thought it was the right thing to do. What the hell is the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index? I'll tell you what it is. It's an annual survey and report that's used to gauge the policies, practices, and benefits that are pertinent to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer employees. Ford said, we not doing that shit no more. Y'all had us for a little while. We ain't doing that no more. Amazon recently scrubbed sections of their entitled Equity for Black People and LGBT Elemental PT Rights from its website. They took it off their website and said, we are focusing on programs with proven outcomes, and we also aim to foster a more truly inclusive culture. So when they was doing all of that rainbow flags and blackness, it wasn't truly how they felt. Ooh, they telling on themselves. And as soon as Trump got elected, they took that shit off their website. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. This is where I'm going with this. Walmart, Big Wale. CEO Doug McMillon met with President-elect Trump at Mar-a-Lago on Tuesday to discuss a range of topics. Walmart has decided that they will not be renewing their 5-year commitment for an equity racial center that was set up in the year 2000 after the killing of one said George Floyd. So they signed a commitment, but the commitment had an expiration date on it. And now the expiration date is nigh, and they will not be renewing their commitment after they met with President Trump. Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, not only did he make changes immediately following the election of Donald Trump, he came out. I'm gonna let him tell you in his own words. Yeah, I think that's best.
Good old Facebook.
Wrong one. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Where you at, Mark Zuckerberg? I'm gonna tell you what Mark did while I'm looking for the video, okay? Here we go.
Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US.
You heard that? We're going to get rid of fact checking and replace it with community notes similar to X. Who owns X? Elon Musk. Who is Elon Musk? World's richest man. Who else is Elon Musk? Donald Trump's new BFF. I want to read some of y'all comments. We got some videos we got to watch, but I'm going to read some of y'all comments just a little bit. David says Trump is reversing everything that Biden did and cutting over 1,500 criminals that attacked the Capitol. That's a bad message to send. He told us, he ran on that in his campaign. He said that he would pardon anyone who was arrested for the January 6th riot. And he did exactly that. We don't have not one heterosexual flag. Tell me about it, Bree. Where's our pride? You know? Bree, stop, please, because I don't want to go down that path. Hold on. I don't like them mixing black civil rights movements with the LMNOPs, right? LMGDP, Bree. David agrees. We agree. That's another topic for another day. We agree. Let's get back to Mark Z. What's Mark Zucky over here talking about? Trump got elected and Facebook said we're getting rid of the fact checkers. Because why did Facebook have fact checkers in the first place? Because, well, there's a lot of misinformation that gets uploaded and posted on social media every single day. And some people feel like the owners of social media and the people who are profiting from such platforms have some sort of responsibility to make sure that especially the young and the uneducated are not getting their news from them and being misinformed daily. Now, it's one thing to be like, the sky is purple and the clouds are raining Skittles. If you want to believe that, you just stupid. But I'm talking about news and political misinformation that appears to be legit and hold some kind of validity, and you take it and you run with it and you don't fact check it, you don't look it up, you don't research it to make sure it's true, and all it takes is for you to read it on Facebook, and since it's on Facebook it must be gospel, and now you believe it and you take it and you run with it. And so some people in the government thought, hey Mark, come here for a minute, you done made $147 quadrillion off of Facebook. The least you can do is make sure the information that's on there is checked for truth and honesty and validity. That's the least you can do with your time and money, little rich boy. And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. But he did it. And now that Trump is president, he's not doing it no more. So here we go. What did Mark say about this? This is after he met with Donald Trump.
Here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created.
Fact checkers are too biased and they've destroyed more trust than they've created. Well, why do we have biased fact checkers? A fact checker should never have an opinion of one side or another. A fact checker is just supposed to be checking for facts, and that's it. Is it true or is it not true? And that's it. You can't just have people going on Facebook, and I'm not talking about some unknown entity that just types anything and everybody just looks at it, and if they believe it, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm talking about like media, like news, people who you trust to get your news from. If you trust to get your news from some girl you went to high school with 8 years ago that has a really good vocal delivery and can make you believe anything that she say, maybe she's cute or some shit like that, then that's on you. I'm talking about people who actually get on these social media platforms and portray themselves to be deliverers of truth And all they're doing is spreading lies and misinformation. And Mark Zuckerberg shouldn't have to fact check that. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous work because there's people out there that believe everything they read on social media. So yeah, he does have a responsibility, in my so humble opinion. Alan says, oh, he's talking to Bree. Billy Line says, community notes from an echo chamber. Come on, Billy. Welcome, Billy Lines. That's one of my guys right there, one of my producers. I wish we was doing a musical show today, Billy, but it's all about politics today, my guy. But you know, me and you, we talk about a lot of stuff. So it don't always got to be about music. You're a really smart guy, and I'm so glad you're here. Y'all welcome my guy, my mod, Billy Lines. Listen, Mark Zuckerberg made this announcement on video. So he not trying to mince no words. He don't want nobody saying, did you hear what Mark? No, don't worry about what you're hearing in these streets. I'm going to tell you from the horse's mouth how I feel about D.E.I. And I'm going to tell you from the horse's mouth how I feel about all of this fact-checking foolishness. It was just meant to keep my boy Trump. It was meant to hold him down or keep him down. But now I'm holding him down and I'm getting rid of everything he don't like that's on Facebook. Remember, Trump was banned from X before Elon Musk bought it. What else is Facebook gonna do? This is for all of y'all that's on Facebook. Get ready.
Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far.
Oh my God. Facebook is going to be a mess. Social media is already a mess. But now that he's removing these restrictions, see, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of structure, nothing wrong with a couple of rules here and there. Just like a lot of people don't like Democrats and liberals because they say they too loosey-goosey. There's no rules. You can identify as a unicorn if you want to. Well, the same goes for the other side too. Like, why y'all don't have no rules? I think having no restrictions on social media is a little too loosey-goosey for my liking too. You feel what I'm saying, Mark Zuckerberg? Who fact checks the fact checkers? History, I guess. Like, we got to do our part too, Bree. Like, if somebody say, Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed in a movie theater, somebody popped him in the back of his head while he was watching a play. We were taught that as early as you can remember. Did we ever check to see if it was true? And how do we know if that's true? That's just what they tell us. But the point of the matter is, when somebody get on social media and say something like, Haitians are in Ohio eating dogs and cats, something like that is a little bit easier to prove to be true or false than whether or not Abraham Lincoln was popped in the back of his head while he was watching a movie. But they don't want to be fact checked. They don't want to be fact checked so that you'll believe that Haitians are eating dogs and cats.
Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams.
So, Facebook is moving from Cali, the biggest blue state in America, to Texas, the biggest red state in America, in order to get away from the biasness of the state of California. So you're going from big blue to big red, but it ain't gonna be no bias when you get to Texas, right? Why not move to a purple state? If you're looking for something neutral and unbiased, why are you going to move to Texas with Facebook, Mark? Come on now. What you want me to believe? Happy Mac says you can identify as a unicorn. I'm sorry. You can identify as a unicorn. Go ahead. But don't demand me to go along with it unless you blowing Skittles out your backside. Truth is everything. Facebook is moving to Texas, y'all. There will be no more fact checking. You'll be able to post anything you want, politically, religiously, emotionally. You'll be able to say anything. You'll be able to spread anything. You'll be able to do anything. And there will be no rules, just community notes. Because Mark Zuckerberg, Walmart, Amazon, Ford, they're tired of being woke. And I blame the word woke for this, by the way. I blame the word woke because y'all should have never started that bullshit because it sounds ridiculous. And now people are using that as an excuse to go back to what they were. So why DEI? Why DEI? Do you know that diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace can be traced back to the mid-1960s? It was aimed at helping employees adjust to an increasing integrated workplace. DEI was created in the 60s to help the scared, frail, fragile, racist white people adjust to having Blacks and Asians and Spanish and Hispanics come into the workspace. They weren't used to that. They didn't know how to deal with that. So they needed to be sort of taught. They needed to be sort of like stroked and spoon-fed how to deal with seeing someone in your workplace where you're so used to just seeing one thing, and now these workplaces are becoming integrated. Now we got to teach you how to deal with it, because otherwise, you know, some of them might have had panic attacks and strokes and died and shit. So DEI actually goes all the way back to civil rights, 1960s, when they started integrating. So many people fought, including Martin Luther King, fought to integrate. If y'all going over there, we want to come over there too. Y'all eating at that restaurant? Well, we want to eat at that restaurant too. Y'all taking that bus? We want to ride the bus too. Why can't we ride? Why can't we eat what you eat? Why can't we drink from your fountain? We want to do everything y'all do. Why can't we do it with you? It's not that we couldn't have did it. We just want to do it with you. And integration begins. And little kids are getting spat on. They getting rocks thrown at them. They getting tripped in the hallways. They getting their hair pulled. They're getting teased and bullied just so these little Black kids can go to school with white kids too. We want our kids to go to school with your kids too. And why do Black parents want their Black kids to go to white schools with white kids? Because their schools were better. And we didn't have the resources to build our own schools, or did we? And when Black people tried to build their own stuff, they were stopped in their tracks. What do you want them to do? So now they fight to integrate. Martin Luther King. We don't want to be judged by the color of our skin, bro. We just want to get up and go to work like y'all do. We just want to work a 9-to-5 like you. We just want to make a decent living and take care of our families like you. Like, what's the problem? What the problem is? Why can't we just, why can't we? So here comes DEI, right? So I'm just giving you a little history of DEI. You can look it up. You can research it and stuff like that. But that's really what it was. And then, of course, in the 80s, They added the gays to it because the gays were like, well, me too. Us too. We want to do everything y'all do too. Why can't we get married? Why can't we have kids? Everybody wants to come. All right, come on. All the unicorn identifiers, come on. You're a man, you want to wear a dress. Come on. Everybody equal. DEI, we're equal. Come on. Everybody just come on. It just watered it down. It ruined everything. Like, this is ridiculous, you guys. Like, stop. But George Floyd made these companies feel some type of way, like, damn, it's bad out here. We about to turn our profiles black. All right. Do we need DEI? Bree says no. Bree says absolutely not. We don't need DEI. We can be successful on our own. We got this. We're smart. We're intelligent. We go to school like everybody else. We get degrees like everybody else. If we just work hard, we can be successful in this country. Who is we? Everybody that's not white and a male. We can be successful here. Why do we need special treatment? We don't need no special treatment. It's not really about special treatment. It's about the fact that, and I hate to use this terminology, but when you began your life so far behind the 8-ball, you do deserve to get a little bit of a boost. It's not fair. I'm sorry. It sounds like you're whining, and I'm not sitting here saying, give me something. I want something for free. Give me because I'm black. That's not it. It's the fact that if some of the aspects of the American dream were not afforded to certain people that look a certain way and are a certain color, and they didn't get those same privileges until years and years and years and years and years later. Like, I'm talking like almost 1970 before black people could own homes in America. And they still have to make laws that force mortgage companies to give mortgages to black people in certain neighborhoods in 2025. You guys, this is all I'm saying. Like, nobody's asking for a handout. I'm certainly not asking for a handout. When you come from a proud immigrant family, you don't ask nobody for nothing. You don't want no welfare. You don't want no food stamps. You don't want no poverty line, nothing. Because you were raised to be proud, prideful, and not ask for nothing from nobody. You were raised to work for what you want. And that's not judging anybody or anything. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just letting you know. I'm just giving you a little peek into what it's like. For those of you who may not know, you work for what you want. You want something, you go out, you work, and you go get it. That's the American mantra, right? But what red line? Thank you, Happy Mac. Thank you, Happy Mac. That's all I'm saying is let's just use housing for an example. Let's use school. Let's use higher education for an example. Do you know that there was a time when black people weren't allowed to go to the same colleges as white people? Shame, shame, right? So now when they have affirmative action to help admit and accept black students into schools, people are like, well, that's reverse racism. You're letting in that student just because of the color of their skin. Yeah, but less than 50 years ago, you weren't letting them in because of the color of their skin. So now we kind of got to do something to fix that shit. It's unbalanced. It's been unbalanced for more years than it's been balanced. That's why there's affirmative action. If these schools were letting in students of all colors, shades, creeds, whatevers, since the beginning the school opened, then would we need affirmative action to help admit some black students into the school? Because otherwise you would never, ever let them in. You would never let them in if they didn't make you. if we do away with all these initiatives, right? Instead of just trying to fix them, we might as well just effing go back to segregation. And like, that's not such a terrible idea because, like, segregation happens organically anyway. What do you think Little Italy is? What do you think Chinatown is? You feel what I'm saying? What do you think Little Haiti is? Is that not segregation? That's segregation. It's just not mandated segregation. It's just organic and natural segregation. People go to where they see people who look like them and talk like them and eat like them and pray like them and raise their kids like them. So we just all naturally segregate anyway. Where I come from, ain't nobody fighting to go live in nobody's neighborhood that don't look like them. So F it. Let's segregate then. F all this DEI stuff. Because you're not even doing it because you want to do it. You was only doing it because you had to do it, or you felt like it was the right thing to do. And then the minute you found out that you ain't have to do it no more, you ripped it up and said, we're not doing that no more. You ain't want to do it anyway. Walmart. Do we need DEI? Okay, so this is what I did. And then I'm about to go. It's been an hour. This is what I did for my own little peace of mind. I went to a couple of companies that I frequently shop from, buy things from my house, from my work, from my car, to live. And I went to their website. And I'm not talking about their shopping website. No. Don't go to their shopping website. Don't go to their retail area section of the website. Go to the corporate section of the website. Go to the corporate section and click on it. Am I a landlord from Alabama? Click on the corporate section of the website of one of your favorite corporations and just look what it looked like. I did it. Want to see? All right, let's take a look. Let's see what Ford looks like. Ford, who just as soon as Trump became president was like, D.E. who?
I just can't even imagine why a company like Ford would feel that they even need DEI. I mean, they're just so diverse at the top. The diversity is overwhelming.
Walmart.
Big Wally, come on, Walmart. I know y'all don't need no help with diversity. I could see, look, your IT guy look like he might be from India. Yeah, y'all don't need no help. I could see why you got rid of DEI.
Facebook.
Good old Facebook. Look at that, an Asian girl. And Mark Zuckerberg has an Asian wife, so surely we could trust them to be diverse.
Just go to your favorite corporation, favorite restaurant. Like I said, don't go to the retail section. Go to their corporate and board of directors. Click on that. See what you see. And these are the companies that say they don't need no DEI. Trump is here. Y'all not going to make us diversify. Maybe we wouldn't want to be a part of a little raggedy company if back in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, you would have left us alone and let us make our shit the way we wanted to and build our neighborhoods the way we wanted to and build our schools the way we wanted to and teach our kids the way we wanted to. But you wouldn't let us do that and you won't let us in? Yo, I'm glad I have ties to other countries. I don't got to be here too much longer. But Trump is president. 4 more years. And the true colors are showing. He already shut down the border. He's already written tons of orders. He's already signed all kinds of executive laws and orders Go look it up, see what he signed, see what's going to pass, what's not going to pass. Is it going to affect you? Is it not going to affect you? Ford equals found on the side of the road dead. I remember that. Ford family owns the Detroit Lions. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't you go talking straight facts. I'm sorry, David. I can't help it. Slaves built the White House. Don't you go talking straight facts. This country wouldn't exist without Black people. Amen. Billy Lines. And Happy Mac again talked about redlining. Redlining meaning when these real estate agents are showing homes and refuse to sell homes to people who look a certain way in certain neighborhoods and only show them homes in other neighborhoods. But they say, we don't need affirmative action or DEI because it's reverse racism. It's for you to think about, but there's really not too much we can do unless we're in government, unless you're on the right-hand side of Donald Trump, unless your last name is Elon Musk. Elon Musk out there doing Hitler salutes and everybody's cheering. So this is just the country that we're in. So Bree Williams, if you're still with me, I agree with you. We do not need DEI. But the next time people of color, and I'm talking Black, Hispanic, Asian, whoever, whatever, whenever, anyone non-white decides to congregate within their communities and segregate and shut everybody else out and start doing their own thug thizzle, leave them alone and let them do their thing. Don't burn them down, shoot them up, kill their leaders, spread crack cocaine throughout their neighborhoods, and then wonder why they're not successful all these years later. Why are they still behind? Why are they looking for handouts? What could have ever been the problem? Get the fuck out of here. Yo, my son is listening. I apologize. My name is UGoddess. Please hit the like before you leave tonight. Thank you for all the interaction and engagement. I do have my Cash App on the screen. It's not that I'm looking for handouts, but my earpiece is falling apart. My headphone is falling apart. I need a camera, and I'm not monetized on YouTube. So, any little help will help to grow the channel. And I do this from the bottom of my heart. I don't do this for YouTube to send me a check, but this is something that is near and dear to me, and I will always speak my truth and truth as I know it. I don't need a fact checker because I'm not here to lie to nobody. Mark Zuckerberg, on the other hand, y'all be safe in them Facebook streets. Until next time, my name is UGoddess, and this is Black Girl in a Blue State. And with that, we out.
So we come to cure the sickness of the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Brothers coming out here with all that garbage. He say he's R&B watered down, washed out versions of music. You know what I'm saying? We bring down a dirty, uncut.
Yeah, you got it. Listen. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll do this favor for you. I heard you wanna put in work. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. It's very, very simple. I don't view many people. I play mine, you play a role. Don't try to be no superhero. Beef is little. It could turn out to be big though. And you'll end up with a dimple right in between your temple. 'Cause no way, I don't play no games. See me, no way, no games. Nah, I don't play. Yeah, good luck, you gon' need it. I'm not conceited, I just know a lyrical maniac when I see